right. Well, welcome to Revolution AI. I'm so excited today to have Donna Davis here with us. Donna is oh man, all around amazing person. She's an entrepreneur, she's an author, she is a life coach, she's a mental wellness coach. Like the list goes on. Kudos to you for all that you have accomplished, but more importantly, for the reason why you have accomplished these goals. You really have a heart to help people, and even in our short time knowing each other, Donna, I feel the love. So I appreciate you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Regina. Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Oh, I'm excited for the people to meet you because you have so much to offer and give. Let's talk about where it all came from, though. Let's introduce the people to who you are, what kind of got you here, and the most important thing is how it led to being AI certified and what you're doing with that. I know that's a mouthful, but let's
Yeah.
talk about that journey.
Yes. I'm someone, again, my name is Donna Davis. I grew up in poverty. I had a lot less than people around me. And as a way to escape poverty, I decided to get married while I was still a senior in high school. I thought that was my way out. It ended up being a domestic violence situation that I endured for years. When I finally was able to physically get out and leave my hometown, I thought, phew, because that's what people tell you, right? Just get out, and those are things we should never tell people. But I got out physically only to understand that emotionally I was still bound. I was still being held captive by someone that I wasn't with physically. And I would laugh, and everybody would say, "Oh, you're fine." And I understood that I was crying and screaming on the inside. And if that was happening to me, then I knew it was happening to countless other women. And I decided to share my voice so that other voices could be heard. We all go through traumatic things. It's not necessarily domestic violence, it's people pleasing, it's shame and different things that happen in our family. And I decided that I wanted to become a life coach, but I didn't want to just be a surface level life coach where somebody feel good and they say, "Woohoo, that was good." No, 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 no. I wanted to go to the root. I wanted to excavate the thing that is rooted deep on the inside of us that keep us bound, because I know that God created us for purpose. So when I got certified as a life coach, as a wellness life coach, I decided to continue get certifications. I have several certifications. I have certifications in breakthrough coaching, root cause, where I can help you go to the root cause of that thing and it never bothers you at the same level that it currently does. I have neurotransformational coaching certification, and as I began to work with my clients and helping them to overcome emotional and other barriers, a lot of them found out that they had businesses that were deep on the inside of them that they wanted to start. They wanted to begin their own business, but they didn't know how. So I began sending them grant information and helping them form their LLC and all of these different things that God had led me to do at the beginning of my own business. I made sure that my business was legit and legal before I had one client, before I had $1. And I didn't know why I was doing that then, but as I began to work with my clients, the Lord showed me, because you did it, you can show other people how to do it. And AI was just a natural flow into that, because Google is AI. We use AI all the time and we really hadn't been paying attention to it.
Sure.
So as I began to help my clients get over their barriers to starting their business, which fear and a lot of things, and we didn't say my title, right? My title is, I'm the intentional shift strategist in life and business. I help you to make the intentional shift in your life and in your business to help you get from where you are to where God created you to be. So when I discovered that creating and writing and all of this stuff was a barrier, not because my clients didn't know their desires and know what they wanted to do and how they wanted to do it, they just didn't necessarily know how to put it into words. So I became AI certified so that I can assist my clients in grant writing, in business building and constructing, and all of the pieces of a business that really matter that we don't necessarily pay attention to on the front end, which creating our vision and our mission statement is a great part of that because it says everything about what your goals are, your purpose, your values, and where are you going.
Yes. Oh, wow. You hit all the spots. Thank you for that. And I love the word excavate. Like you intentionally use the word excavate
Yes,
because you are a root cause, therapist or certified coach in that. And getting down deep
yes,
into all of that is so important. And I love that, a lot of us, our business are spawned because of the help that we want to give to others because we've gone through an experience and that experience was allowed, so that we could go out and use it as a testimony to help others.
yes.
So thank you for being brave. Thank you for going out and doing this and sharing, with all of the women that are able to connect with you. And I hope so many more will be able to reach out to you as a result of this. But let's talk about that. So, as you have gone through your own journey, have gotten AI certified, are helping people build their business, you have really found this unique niche in helping people get grants, not just for 501(c)(3), because I know I had to ask you a couple times. I'm like, is this for profit businesses too? Like, can for profit businesses get grants? And so it's exciting to know that it's for both. So let's talk about that a little bit.
Yes, there are grants for-profit businesses and nonprofit businesses. Small business associations around the world exist to help for-profit businesses. I have gotten grants for my business, which is for profit. I've gotten a couple of grants for my business. You just have to know where to look, and more importantly, you have to make sure that the grants you are applying for align with your vision and your mission of your business. Don't just try to stick a square into a triangle and make it fit. But yes, grants are available in varying amounts. One of the grants that I was able to get for my own business was $10,000. So, and the other one was $2,000. So there are varying amounts of grants that we can tap into. And of course, using AI to craft the perfect the not only mission and vision statement, but project proposal or program proposal is wonderful. I used AI for a nonprofit that I'm a part of to help craft. And when I say I used AI, that means that I know my organization's story, right? I didn't get it to write it. I gave it the information and had it to weave in what the requirements of the grants were with what we already did. And we were able to get a grant.
Yeah.
Um,
That's awesome. Donna actually has a presentation where she shares that with all of us, like really in depth, the steps, and it would take much longer than the interview time that we have. So I'm really excited that she was willing to share that with you guys. So check it out. It will be available as a bonus. So, but let's talk about some of the points on that, the main points. You talked about mission and vision a few times already. You've
yes.
emphasized it. It seems to be a very important component. So, how does AI fit in?
AI fits in because if you know what your mission statements are and your vision statements are, if you go and read them right now, do they sound generic? Do they sound canned? Do they sound like any organization? And
Mhm.
And those are questions that are very important. And AI can help you using your story, using your voice, your tone, because in that training, in that presentation, I show you how to train ChatGPT in your organization's voice and tone so that when it does help you craft your mission statement and vision statement, it's going to resonate with you.
Mm.
Right. And resonating is something that is very important. It is very important.
Yeah, and I think what's really nice about what you're teaching with that is that you get options. Like, sometimes we get stuck, we get writer's block or whatever anybody wants to call it, or we're just tired. And it's nice to be able to understand how to insert the prompts. So I'm thinking that that's part of your AI certification process is that they teach you and they train you like how to write prompts into ChatGPT.
Yes, prompt engineering.
Um,
It's very important because what you put in, your output is only as good as your input,
Okay.
right? If you ask it, give me ABC, it's going to give you ABC. But if you know you need ABC to contain XYZ and MPQ, then you need to tell it all of those things. And everyone is not a writer, right? And just because you're not a writer, just because you don't know how to put your thoughts together, maybe you know how to put them together in your head, because sometimes I'll say something in my head, I'm like, wow, that is just really powerful. And then I go to write it down, and it's like, oh, it's not giving the same thing as it gave
100%.
when it was in my head. So AI is like your assistant. You can put all of that information in AI and it will craft it in a way that you're like, that's it.
Yeah.
That is it. That is what I was trying to say.
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing. And so once the mission statement, and what are the components of a mission statement, just so that the audience understands what they need to have in
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm going to look at my notes.
okay.
Your mission statement, they have to be, it has to be clear and concise. It has to be purposeful and focused. It has to be inspiring and motivational. It has to be reflective of your core values, which means you have to know them. It has to be differentiating, what makes you different from anyone else. It has to be broad and reflective. It has to be feasible and realistic. And it has to be forward looking. It has to be all these things in your mission statement. The kicker, it has to be one sentence.
Yeah. Woo. That's a tall challenge. And I think that's an intimidating thought for a lot of people. How do I, and I think the classic way has been, hey, let's look at the big company's mission statement and let me try to write mine based on what, the big
Right.
five, yeah, have done. And they probably had a whole team that were paid really well
Right.
to
That
come
came
up with that.
in for a day and did, had brainstorming events and, because AI wasn't probably there in the beginning and all of these things. And it's great to look at another organization that is like yours and see what their mission statement is. That's something that I haven't done because what makes me different and unique. The only reason I would do it is to see what they're doing. But what makes me different and unique is what is going to draw people to me.
Yeah.
I don't want to draw people to someone else. And some people may say, "Oh, but they're famous and they're good, and so if they do it, then we can do it like that." I tend to believe that we are all unique. We
Mhm.
all have value. And there is enough success, there is enough revenue for each and every one of us. And I don't want revenue that belongs to you.
Mhm.
I want mine.
That's right.
And so if I want mine, I want everything about my business to reflect me. Now, that doesn't mean that you and I cannot collaborate on things and do things. Collaboration is wonderful. Collaboration is really how things get done. Instead of us trying to pull each other down, if we lift each other up, could you just imagine how many businesses can flourish even more if we became collaborative? Because we don't know how to do it all. We don't have all the pieces. And even if we do have all the pieces, we don't have time to work those pieces at 100% at
Right.
the level that they need to be. So I'll be like, okay, I'm going to hire someone to do my social media. I'm going to hire someone to be over finances because my skill is in copy, right? I can create, I can bring the words and I can do this, but you have to know what you're good at and you have to know what you're not that good at. And I understand, I know owning your business, you want your fingers on everything. I am guilty of being a part of 6, 7, 8 different master classes because I'm trying to learn how to do this and I'm trying to learn how to do that. And the only thing I have learned is I have been bogged down and not able to move forward because I'm only a third of the way on this one. I'm halfway on this one. It is time out for that. There are people that are gifted that can help us. And with AI has really been an improvement. You can get things that used to take weeks done, you can get them done in a matter of minutes.
Yeah. And what I love about what you're saying too is not only can we contribute because we have different aspects of expertise to contribute, we could collaborate even if we're doing the same thing. You know,
Yeah,
to have an abundance mindset to understand that you're going to attract the clientele that you're going to attract and I or anyone else is going to attract their clientele. Even though we're doing the same thing, we still can collaborate. So I appreciate what you're saying about that. I also love the point that you are making about bringing the human aspect to AI. I think there's a people misconstrue the fact that if they use AI to create like their mission or vision statement, it becomes less like them and not more. And so what you guys will get when you see her training on how to use the AI is you're going to be teaching the AI how to know who you are, and therefore, it becomes more authentic. It does become your statement and not a copy of someone else's.
absolutely. Which makes it unique, right? Which differentiate you from someone else. AI is an assistant. And that's how we need to see AI, and that's how we need to treat AI. Not as the owner of the company, but as an assistant who gives us information, who works for us based on the information that we give it.
Yeah. And feel free to take your time, right? Like we were talking about like these boardrooms where they're getting together and they're coming up with these, powerful mission and vision statements. Even with AI, even though you're getting the information quickly, you can still take days, you can still take time, you can still reprompt is like what you're going to be teaching us in terms of like really honing in on having that perfect statement that reflects your business.
Yes,
Mhm.
you're only in competition with yourself.
Mm.
And the moment we realize that, the easier things will be. You were talking about the abundance mindset, which is very important. Our issue sometimes is that we have a scarcity mindset, right? Like, oh, I don't want her to get the client. So, if I work with her, then, you
Yeah.
know, and as a life coach, I understand what those type of things do to our being. It's not going to cause us to attract more. It's going to cause us to repel more.
True.
Um, because we have boundaries up. When we get to the point where we are certain in who it is that we are, then we don't have to be concerned about um, somebody else getting more than us. Now, are there people that are after just them and we have to be careful? Absolutely. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about being a free for all. I'm talking about not having that be your guiding light. But
Mm,
a lot of times it's what guides us. No, I'm not working with anybody. No, I'm not doing this. No, I'm not doing that. So if you're all no, then that means that you're closed off and someone can offer you something, but more importantly, you can offer somebody else some help that they need. So my strength can complement your weakness, and your strength can complement my weakness, and we can all win.
that's right. Win-win. Love that. Love that. And so as far as like your expertise in AI and all of that, what are some of the tools that you could recommend, all the way from someone who's just kind of getting started, all the way to someone who already knows and they're using ChatGPT? What other tools have you used to help your clients to really succeed?
So yes, there is Grant Boost for grant writing, and I have a list of different tools. There's Grammarly, there's Copy.io. There are thousands of
Oh,
AI too. It just depends on what it is that you want. If you want a tool that you can train in your voice to speak as you, there's 11 labs. So there are tons of AI tools. So when I get with my client, it just depends on what it is that they want. And then we can find the tool and use the tool to help them get there.
so really we've been around AI tools for a lot longer than we
Oh
even
yeah.
um I I guess maybe I knew Grammarly was AI, but I didn't they don't introduce themselves as AI. So the connection just wasn't there. But yeah, you're right. And so there are probably a lot of
And
tools.
Google is AI. I mean, you you ask Google, give me the directions to, and Google spits it out.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
all artificial intelligence.
So in your certification class, did they talk about like where it's going? Is there any kind of talk
Ooh,
about, yeah?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Do
yeah.
tell.
It is exploding. It is exploding. PayPal actually just announced that they are infusing AI into their tool at an exponential rate.
Oh.
AI is growing so fast. Google also is infusing more AI, and Microsoft. So yes, in my certification community, we stay on top of the latest breaking news in AI. AI is here to stay, and it will impact some part, if not every part of our lives.
Yeah, so as a business owner, there might be those who are hesitant, right? They're like, I don't want AI to steal my personality or to hijack me. And they might be hesitant of getting started in business. They might end up being left behind with others who are going to be using AI. So, what is your advice to those who are a little bit hesitant and think that this is not such a good thing?
I understand. There are a lot of people that are hesitant. I have known a lot of hesitant people who have come around. Unfortunately, it's going to affect your life whether you embrace it or not. And if you feel, for example, I believe that I am more than a pretty good copywriter, right? I can create copy, I can listen to your business, I can give you a tagline. These are things that I can do without AI, right? At the same time, if I put some of these things in AI, it can polish it, right? Again, as an assistant, still my words, still what it is that I'm saying, but polished up, grammarly, the language, and all of those things. Because when we weave who it is that we are into the tool, then it is us. Um, and about AI stealing, of course, there are always going to be people that misuse things.
Yeah.
If we spend our life constantly focused on the things that we cannot control,
Mm,
then we may just remain where it is that we are. And some people are content with that, but that's allowing your life to be consumed with fear.
mm,
um, I know some people that don't use social media or any of those type things, and that works for them. So if that is what works for you, then that is fine. And it's not that you can't make it, your business can't grow, but it can definitely grow at a much higher pace, at speed, if you are using AI. So it just depends on how much time you have.
sure, sure. Yeah, I was one of those people. So, it's nice to know that I'm still alive and I'm safe and no harm has come to me as I've, jumped into Facebook and I've jumped into,
Oh,
all of
see, I didn't know you were one of those people.
I was one.
But that's okay. It's okay to be one of those people. There's nothing wrong. The world needs all of us. The world needs all of us. So I'm here for the person that wants to embrace it and wants to take their business to the next level using AI.
And I think that that's great advice because as we are moving into this phase of where we are in the world, there really just is not much getting around it. Even, and here's my rule for myself being one of those people. I just like to have temperance with it. I got caught up in Facebook one day like 10 years ago and I was on for 4 hours and I was like, I'm never going to do this again because, you wanna talk to everybody, you wanna see what's going on in everybody's life, and I was just like, "I've got too much going on," and so I just didn't use it. And so now that I'm on this venture to start my business and to, really, work towards building my dreams, it's really nice to know that, hey, I can expedite so much of what would have taken me a long time because you don't know how many mission statements I've written and how many vision statements I've written and all the time that it took to do
Well,
that.
hopefully the training I just did helped you.
Oh my goodness. Now I'm like, "Oh yeah, no brainer. I'll get that done." But it's really nice to be able to connect and network with people to know that, hey, there's there's safety guidelines. There are things that we could talk about. There are people who are experts in this who you could reach out to. So, Donna, I'd love for the people to be able to reach out to you. You are the intentional shift strategist in life and business. I love it. I love your unique personality and energy. How do we reach you?
Yes, on Facebook, I am at Donna Davis Present. And my link tree is Donna Davis Presents. And if you go to my link tree, there are links to everything that I have available if someone wants to connect with me. And of course, in the presentation, there are QR codes for those.
Yes, that is correct. So I highly advise reach out to Donna. I have learned so much today. It's incredible. I do feel empowered. I'm very excited about where my life journey is taking me. I can't wait for us to connect even more, Donna and I. But I'm also excited that she has a free offer for you guys. Check that out. It's going to be linked in on her page. She's got a free gift for you guys. She's got this training that's going to be incredible. Gifts galore. She's just being all in with her generosity. So, Donna, it's been a pleasure meeting you. I'm so thankful that you took the time to be with us today and, all the best to you and I can't wait for us to talk later on.
Thank you, Regina.